What's going on, everybody? Super Saiyan Paul here, back at it again. Today we got some groundbreaking news and information, everybody, regarding Dragon Ball Super Movie 2018. Now, we have the release date and everything stated here, as well as comments from Akira Toriyama on the movie. But if you guys do not want to be spoiled as to what's going to be happening in Dragon Ball Super Episode 130, 131, and what's going to be happening as a concept for the movie at this point in time, make sure you guys click off the video right now. This is your spoiler alert warning. Make sure you guys click off right now. If you guys gonna stick around, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, as well as turn on notifications. This way you guys are updated on anything Dragon Ball Super related, especially the movie information. So, without further ado, Akira Toriyama and the movie has been listed, and Akira Toriyama's comments will be on screen, but it reads as followed. The Dragon Ball Super movie this time around will be the next place story that takes place the next time it's on. Now, the content will shed a little light previously on unexplored topics having to do with Frieza and the Saiyans, and I think it'll be a very enjoyable story that will benefit a long-awaited opponent. Now, I'm going to make a follow-up video as to who I think this long-awaited formidable opponent is, but if you guys think in Dragon Ball Super Episode 130, it's Jiren, the main bad guy, or in terms of rivalry, and he's going to be the foe for Goku to take down. Then in 131, if you guys didn't already know, Frieza's going to steal the win. So does this necessarily mean that Frieza's going to take the wish and do something bad and leave the show off in a cliffhanger? It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it has more to do with Frieza and the Saiyans, and I'm going to be breaking that down later on. What we do know for this movie thus far is that there was supposed to be a Planet Sadala arc, and we know that this movie is going to have the most Saiyans ever. Therefore, if you put the two together, this might involve Universe 6, and it might involve Planet Sadala arc being turned into something much, much bigger. But this long-awaited formidable opponent, we're still waiting on seeing who this is, and I have an idea on who it might be. If it's a long-awaited, I'm going to make a separate video on that just because I don't want to ruin too much for you guys here. And now it reads as follows. With 2013's Battle of Gods, the previous installment Resurrection F, and now this time too, I've been drawing quite a few things for them, like design, illustrations, and on that note, I hope you guys know that I'm busy as ever, and he's just basically spending most of his time on this movie, writing for it, designing everything, and he's also plugging in the very last sentence here, check out the manga from Toyotaro, that he's gonna have some very different developments from the anime or the movies and stuff like that. So make sure you guys check out the manga because it's gonna be different, because at this point in time Goku still does not have Hakai, just like in the manga. So things of that nature are things that you want to keep an eye for. But this long-awaited formidable opponent, I'm gonna be breaking that down in another video right after this. But if you guys want to have some fun in the comments, guess who it is, because I have a hunch, and I'm gonna have to say right now, I don't think it's Frieza. The reason why I would say that, if you look at that first paragraph, even though it's Frieza and we know that he's going to be stealing the wish, for some reason something's telling me that's way too obvious for them to say a long-awaited formidable opponent. Frieza's not necessarily that strong, and even if he uses the wish to get Ultra Instinct or something of that nature, I don't think that would seal Dragon Ball Super off as a series properly. And for them to hint at someone like that, I would say it's someone other than Frieza, and I have a feeling who it is. But if I could still be wrong, but I'm going to make a follow-up video on that. And this is really interesting because the release date for this movie is going to be December 14th, 2018. So yes, Akira Toriyama is coming through. We are getting the movie later this year, so we're not going to have that long of a hiatus for Dragon Ball Super. The series is ending, but in terms of Super content, this is falling under a Dragon Ball Super movie. And technically, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods and Resurrection F for Dragon Ball Z movies, but it can go either way because remember, the title Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, but they were covered in the Super arcs, so technically it's either way. This one's entirely a Dragon Ball Super movie, so the best thing we can do for this, especially if you guys want to see another series, is support the living hell out of it, because with Battle of Gods, they saw the money train that was here, and Resurrection F as well, we just blew records out of the water. So for this new movie, yet again, with all this super hype, the fandom has to come together stronger than ever, destroy the records, and I guarantee you, we're going to get another series, we're still going to get more video games, we're still going to get more content, and there's just so much they can do with all these universes. So with all of that all this said, this is more updated news and information on the story, as well as there's a concept art picture on the site, so it's gonna be a link in the description. Make sure you guys check it out. Also, it's really interesting to see that we didn't get any comments on Yamoshi and the origins of the Saiyans, but we do know that that was hinted at before. Not necessarily sure if they changed it or not, because they could always change things on a flick of a dime. So the things that I really wanted to see, they mentioned origins of the Saiyans, they mentioned Planet Sadala arc, they've mentioned Frieza still being in here, they've mentioned that if Frieza's still here, that means that Frieza probably survives the tournament. But that's another video I'm going to make on that. But with Yamoshi being like the main source of everyone's hype right now, and the connection to the origins of Saiyans, and seeing the most Saiyans ever, who would be this formidable opponent and who's long awaited? It would probably have to be someone in the show, and I have a very good guess as to who it is. So no Yamoshi, no mention of Jiren, Goku's mom, and stuff like that, which I would hope to see in the movie, if anything, because even though she was just brought up, I would like to see a whole bunch of characters that Akira Toriyama's made canon and hasn't mentioned yet. Akira Toriyama, Dragon Ball Super 2018. Tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Who do you think this long-awaited formidable opponent is? And on top of that, check out the hoodies and link in the description. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll be seeing you guys then. Take care. Peace.